OpenAI announced that they're going to launch ads on ChatGPT, and all hell broke loose in the world of advertising and marketing. Everybody's like, this is the greatest opportunity to print and make a bunch of money because this is like the Facebook of 2014, 2015, 2016, when you could just spend $1 and get leads and get calls and get deals and get sales. Well, let me tell you this. ChatGPT has nothing to do with Facebook ad or even Google search. These are not the traditional advertising platforms, hence why everyone who thinks that this is just an opportunity for you to make money and telling you to look at it from the perspective of the Facebook ad of the world, of the Google search of the world, they're completely wrong and they're leading you down the wrong path. In this video, I want to break down why ChatGPT ads is nothing like we've ever seen before. And if you want to make money with it, you have to come at it from a completely different perspective. For you to understand how the future is different, we actually need to go back and understand how people were even able to make money in the first place on these ad platforms. Platforms like Meta, Google sell inventory. They sell ad slots. For you to get one of these ad slots, you need to go into a complex operating system, something that is called an ads manager. Facebook ads manager is pretty complex, but God forbid you have to use Google's ads manager. It's even more complex, so much so that I've never tried to even master Google ads. I'm pretty good at meta advertising, but Google, okay? Now, just to tell you how complex these platforms are, I know a minimum of 5 people who've built courses that make $5 to $10 to $30 million a year teaching people how to advertise. That is how complex these platforms were. So a lot of people who became media buyers, a lot of people who built agencies, they built their entire business and job on the simple concept of information asymmetry, which essentially means that as long as they know what buttons to click, that a business owner will never in a million years know how to click, then they'll have a business. They'll go to that business owner, say, hey, I can run ads for you on Meta, pay me 2, 3, 5 grand a month, and I'm gonna go click buttons for you. That's literally what most marketers do. They get paid because they know how to use a machine that a business owner wouldn't use on their own. In this new world of having ads on these AI models, you have to understand that the old reality completely vanishes. The old arbitrage moment of you knowing how to use a tool, so therefore you can go charge businesses to leverage that tool on their behalf and then they pay you a monthly retainer, simply does not work because everything is built on intelligence. Everything that you know, the AI platform will know. There is no need of a human who knows how to use the platform. The platform workflows are embedded within the intelligence. So you have to completely stop looking at ads on ChatGPT as the same opportunity as Facebook ad or Google ads or TikTok ads because it's completely different. For me to help you understand how it works, I want to read you an article that I wrote on my X account. Let's get started. So, the new world of advertising, the native intelligence era. OpenAI isn't selling a slot, they are selling semantic intent matching. When a user asks ChatGPT, how do I scale my small bakery to 10 locations? The AI doesn't show a link for bakery software. It understands the logic of the question. It knows the user is at the strategic planning stage. The ad that appears at the bottom of that answer isn't a static image, it is an agentic bridge. It can answer the user's specific objections in real time. Now, in a world where the platform's native intelligence can handle the copywriting, can handle the targeting, can handle the sales objections better than any human and faster than any human, then what is the opportunity for us to make money with these LLMs and advertising on these LLMs? Well, this is where it gets super interesting because this is where you get to understand how to actually make money with ads on these AI models. The first one we have to understand is the death of the retainer. Monthly fees for ad management, which is essentially button pushing, it will go to zero. Clients will refuse to pay for work when they can see the AI doing it for free. That's something that you need to understand. No one is going to be paying monthly retainers for someone to push buttons when there is no buttons to be pushed because AI is doing all the button pushing. The next opportunity is creative exhaustion. Since AI can generate infinite ad variations, creative will become a commodity. The value will shift from making the ads to owning the data that tells the AI what to make. In a world where anybody can make any creatives, what matters isn't the creation, it is creating the right ad. The third insight, which actually brings us to the most important opportunity to make money when ChatGPT ads roll out or other LLMs roll out more ads, is that the opportunity is not to sell things like social media management like we used to sell on social media, or to sell ads management on things like on platforms like Meta. The opportunity is to sell data architecture, because in order for ChatGPT to recommend your clients products, solutions, or services, it needs to be able to actually pull that data. Well, guess what? Most businesses' data data cannot be read or found on any LLMs. So the greatest opportunity, which is one of the two biggest opportunities in this ads world on ChatGPT or on other LLMs, is help businesses take their data and have it be able to be pulled on these LLMs. If you can achieve that, if you can build an offer around helping businesses take their data, their solutions, their products to be able to be recommended on these LLMs, they will pay you more money than you know what to do with, okay? But that will require you to build a new skill, which is how can you help businesses convert their data into databases that can be read with LLMs? The next insight, which brings me to the second biggest opportunity to make a lot of money helping businesses advertise on these LLMs, is that these AI models or these AI agents will still need someone to build the right logic that they follow to make decisions, okay? Even with the right data, you still need the right framework or the right process to reason, to help these agents essentially reason on why should he pick this instead of that. And even not just on the LLM layer, but even within these businesses, they will need someone to build frameworks and logic and essentially codify it for their businesses. So the two biggest opportunities to make a lot of money with AI have nothing to do with the old world where you needed to be a button pusher and that's all you were literally paid because you knew how to use the ads manager. In this new opportunity, you will be paid because you help businesses architecture their data so that it's able to be recommended on LLMs. The second thing is you're going to make a lot of money if you're helping them build their decision logic for their AI agents. To bring this all back together, I wanted to make this video because I'm tired of seeing a lot of marketers, a lot of advertisers who don't understand anything about AI comparing this new opportunity of advertising on LLM as the old opportunity on the old platforms where you had to figure out how to use an ads manager, how to create campaigns, how to use targeting, which audience to go after, how to upload creatives, how to look at all the metrics, the click-through rate, the opt-in, the call, cost per booked call, the conversion rate, the scroll stop, all these things that back then you needed to master, and that's where the value came from. In this new world, LLMs are built on intelligence. Therefore, they know all the answers, right? They don't need a human to say, you should use CBO in this type of objective, or you should use an ad set budget optimization because you want to test each creative, and then once you find winners, then turn off the ones and then just duplicate the other and just spend a bunch more money on it. The AI will know all the reasoning, everything. All it needs is it needs to be able to pull the data of the company, and it also needs more workflows, more specific niche reason logic that essentially allows it to make the best decision. And that might not necessarily be in the LLM on ChatGPT, but it might be on the side of the business because they will still need agents that essentially allow them to make decisions even once people are starting to pay attention to their business. Now, one thing that is super interesting is that ChatGPT or OpenAI has not released anything about how it would actually work. So everybody was still talking about, oh, this is going to be a big opportunity. Sam has not released if there will even be an ads manager. They haven't released the operating system. They haven't released anything about how it will work. The only thing that I've noticed is that ChatGPT will be taking a 4% fee on all transactions, which brings me to this idea of, I'm not sure if ChatGPT is going to be monetizing through paying for impressions or if it will actually be taking a piece of the ticket size. Essentially, there's a few ways you can monetize. If you're selling ads, you can either do pay-per-click like Google does, you can charge per impression like Meta does, or you can actually get a piece of the cost to acquire a client. So if a product is $100, then OpenAI is essentially going to be taking 4%, in this case $4 of that $100 purchase, which I think could potentially end up making them a lot more money because Meta couldn't necessarily charge through this model. I think they've done it on their organic channels or TikTok shop or things like that, but I'm excited to see if there will be an opportunity for them to actually take a piece of the thing that they've essentially allowed to be sold on their platform. It is so early that we don't know anything, but one thing that is for sure, businesses will need their data on LLMs, and they'll also need agents that have a specific reasoning, a specific logic built for each specific niche. So those are really, in my opinion, the two opportunities. And yeah, we're just going to wait to see what happens, but I'm excited for this new world where we're already on our platform at TryCook AI. We're already adding documents so we can actually send it back to LLMs. So that is a big focus for us. So we can actually put all our data on AI, on all these LLMs, so that when someone is searching something, we can be recommended to them, whether that be TryCook AI as a platform or the businesses that we're building in TryCook AI. So it's really sick. And I hope this video was helpful. Bye-bye.